Hi, hey guys, welcome to our Tactical Tuesday live stream, and Happy New Year's to everybody. All right, I know I'm just doing this from my laptop, and I want to keep it nice and simple for you guys tonight. All right, so anyways, I am down in Gulf Shores, Alabama, hanging out with my family. They are off enjoying some New Year's Eve partying. But I figured I'd come spend a little bit of time with you guys. I'm using a different webcam tonight, so I need you guys to let me know if you can hear me okay and how the sound is. My moderators are saying sound is solid. All right, cool. I mentioned moderators. I want to thank my moderators right here. If you guys have any questions, comments, things like that, you can put them in the chat room. For example, let's say you wanted to get my attention. You could throw down a super chat. You know, you got all that Christmas money that you got from Santa, right? You brought all your gifts back and returned them. You've got money. You can do a super chat and help pay for some of the bills I've got closing out the year here. No, but seriously, if you guys got questions, comments, things like that, put them in the chat room. And then my moderators, if it's something that they need to bring to my attention, they'll send it to my phone. The chat room zips by real quick, guys. It really does. So first off, let me hit you guys with a question, and then you guys can reply back in the chat room. So first off, right, this is the end of the year. This is the time where everybody they'll be posting on Twitter and Instagram their greatest moments of the previous year. Really me, guys. I'm not going to waste my time showing guys clips of stuff that nobody watched to begin with. So, but what I want you guys to do is put it in the chat room. What was your best TR content from 2024? What did you guys think was the coolest thing that we did this year? For me personally, I had two things. I had a great trip to Normandy, France. We went over there for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, so it'd be early June, and we actually left the 31st of May. I got over there, went to see all the sights and everything, and then me and my son and Emery and a bunch of the other tactical rifleman family, yes, David Duenas, his daughter Ashley, a bunch of my patrons. Kyle Lamb was there with us, bunch of great Americans. 300 guys jumped out of a string of perfectly good World War II airplanes, and it was epic. We were wearing World War II uniforms, came down, landed, and my wife, my niece, Nicholas, my son's girlfriend, were down there on the ground wearing 1940s World War II dresses, little outfits, hairdos, and everything. And it was a good time. A lot of power drinking going on after that. Some of my other patrons were there, Fred and Maria LaCourte. Fred didn't parachute, but Fred's like, I'll meet you on the ground. And I think he bought me my first 4, maybe 6 glasses of wine. Yeah, the first 2 took about 15 seconds to down, and because they didn't speak any English at all. But and anyways, Fred ends up buying me 4 more glasses of wine, and I managed to nurse them for about 10, 15 minutes till all the wives and the girls showed up. But anyways, great time. That was the epic, just once-in-a-lifetime moment that I got to share with my son and my family and everything. I really enjoyed that. And the other one that stands out to me was we have what's called the Tactical Rifleman Overland team. Started probably 4 or 5 years ago now. We used to compete in these Overland challenges. I had a team of 4-door Jeeps, and we had a 2-door to start off with. But we would compete in these competitions, and then they canceled the annual competition. But we had already taken the vacation days. So anyways, we started doing just tactical rifleman overland, TR overland trips. and we went out to Moab, Utah, and then we went and did the Appalachian Mountains and the Smoky Mountains, and then we went back to Rubicon Trail in California and the Smoky Mountains and the Rocky Mountains in Moab, Utah, and just all back and forth all over the place. Well, this year being a even year, odd years we go to the East Coast, even years we go to the West Coast, or at least go west. We took the wives, we took the off-road campers. My wife Dana came with us. Karen and Toby came with us, and Dan, his wife Tara, Mickey and Toby. Mickey and Melissa. So we had 4 Jeeps and 5. We had our buddy come in from California also for a couple days. But long story short, we went all through the Rocky Mountains, and then we went on to Moab, Utah. And I did all in total about $6,000 worth of damage to my Jeep to get everything, when I got back home, fixed and upgraded. About $6,000 in the hole, but money well spent. And memories. And I apologize, we really didn't film that much of it. On Instagram and Facebook, you probably saw a few videos. And we filmed a little bit to put up on YouTube. My son never really got around to posting it. But anyways, those are the things that stood out for me. But I'm kind of curious. JT, my moderator, and just kind of, if people post things in the chat room, things that were their favorite part of the year, text them to me, because I want to see what people actually had to say, but then I want to elaborate more and share about some of the great stuff that we did. We had a bunch of good TR classes. We added a few new ones this year. One of them was called Battle Rifle 1. And you start looking at combat, because I'm all about people having fun doing pew-pew and everything, right? I got that. That's, all these guys shooting real fast on Instagram, they don't show their hits or anything. They just like to shoot. Okay. And we teach combat pistol 101, combat pistol carbine, and those are all CQB distances, right? So you do some shooting at 100 meters on steel, but most of the paper is 3 to 5 meters. You're inside the room, close quarters battle distances. But the more I thought about it, I was like, why would you? We're giving the wrong impression of it. We're teaching you what you want, what people ask for. That's what everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to do pew-pew. But for me, I'm trying to make the world a better place. I want to teach you guys to be capable war fighters, to help me if, heaven forbid, we have to defend this country. And if you've got a good AR rifle, why would you want them to get within 25 meters of you? Why would you want them to get within 10 meters of you when you've got a rifle that can easily hit targets at 300? So let's show them that. So we got guys asking for, they want to do tactics, team tactics, fire team tactics. Okay, but there's stuff you need to know before we go out there. So team tactics, that's Battle Rifle 2. Battle Rifle 1, and what are the things that I want people to know, grasp, and master before they start moving as a team? And I need people to be able to shoot at maximum effective range of their weapons. So Battle Rifle 1, the closest target's 50 meters. You start at 50 meters beginning of the day, and then you go out to 300 meters, 50 to 300. And it was a fun course. I think we ran it 4 times this year. Great course. Everybody had a good time. Each time I taught it. Some constructive criticism, but zero actual bashing or criticism of the course at all. Good times indeed. JTS sent me a few here. Let's see what we got. All right. For me, it was watching the nuke video. Okay. What Donut's talking about, guys, and a lot of you are patrons, and I want to thank you for being a patron. And what we're talking about is patreon.com/tactical rifleman. You guys know I don't make any money off of YouTube anymore. Very, very little amount of money from YouTube. Our videos are professionally done. Maybe not this one, but our Friday videos are professionally done. My son is a full-time employee of mine editing these videos. He puts a lot of work into it and he has to get paid. So where do I get all this money from? I need the support of you guys, my viewers. And I understand YouTube, the internet's supposed to be free. I'm all about it. But if you guys honestly want to support us, you can support us on patreon.com. Cost of a foo-foo cup of coffee a month, you get access to more content that's not available on the open internet. Well, one of those things was I do story time with Carl once a month, and you can go back for the last 5 years and literally listen to all of my war stories and training stories and this story and that story. But what I've done for the last couple of months was I shared with my viewers one of my favorite movies of all time, and that it's a video called Trinity and Beyond. And what it was this movie producer in Hollywood had just got done digitally restoring The Wizard of Oz and a bunch of these old movies, making them digital because they remember they're on old film. And he found out that all of the Department of Defense and Department of Energy's videos of the nuclear testings that were done in the Pacific and in Mercury, Nevada test site, all the film was in one Quonset hut, unair conditioned and just rotting. So anyways, he told them, he told Department of Defense, Department of Energy, I will digitally restore all of that footage, all of it. So it'll last you forever. And they're like, well, why would you do this? Because I don't want the world to forget what happened, the tests that you guys did. So they allowed him to make a documentary. It was not pro-US, it was not anti-US. It just documented the historical timeline of our nuclear weapons program. But there's it's a lot of pretty explosions and stuff. And they get in a little bit of detail, but not a lot of it. So what I did was me and my patrons, we watched this movie and I would pause it and I would talk and elaborate. Hey, this is what makes this test that important. And then we go forward. And anyways, I kept adding little bits. And anyways, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed that. I didn't get a lot of positive feedback from that. I'm glad that you did enjoy it. All right, next one. Got to take a class this year. Best part of TR for me at Ghost Anime. He did come. You took a bunch of back-to-back classes, if I remember correctly, brother. You were in Texas with me. that class rained cats and dogs. If I remember correctly, I think that's the one that you were at. And I'm not going back to ETTS. I have a new range in Texas. They're supposed to take much better care of us. Big Fezzik said, favorite TR memory was watching the Kearns Banshee to arise in the back room. Was watching for Kearns Banshee to arise in the back room. Watching for Kem's Banshee to arise. Big Feather, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, Gavin Simpkins, my car was when you showed off that new minigun with the suppressor on it. Yes, very, very cool. Gavin, very, very cool. John Brady, well, Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everybody has a blessed New Year. Let's thank Carl for spending his New Year Eve with us and the moderators and everyone in the chat. Big shout out. Yeah, thank you, John. For Karen Harrison, she said her favorite part of TR was the Colorado Moab trip was awesome. I appreciate that. Kraken Tactical, one of my highlights was getting to meet Fezzik for 3 minutes and shaking his hand, LOL. Kraken got to come to the U.S. To go to the big gun and knife show in the U.S. I tried to link up with him, and I'm glad he got to meet some of you guys. So, Kraken, maybe you and I will get together next time. John Brady, well, the best thing I got to do was to go down to Kentucky for Carbine Zero Mastery. Great time. Very good training that made my year. John, I appreciate that, brother. I wish you could have done more classes with us, but I do understand. Crafty Sasquatch. Kay Harrison, was great meeting the Tactical Rifleman Overland crew on Steel Bender and chatting by the campfire later that night. Yeah, brother, thank you so much for the firewood and everything. It was great meeting. It really was. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us tonight. It's been a good year, hasn't it? We've had a great time. Guys, I apologize for my cough. My allergies are really, really bad, and add that to the head cold that I've gotten. I don't have bird flu or COVID-21 or anything crazy. But I got the little tickle right here from all the sinus drainage. I'm taking Flonase and I'm taking Dayquil and trying to take everything else, but we shall see. All right. I think that's it. Moody decided to send his own. Yeah, Moody sent me a couple bottles of his wife's moonshine. I did get it, Moody. If you go back, I did send you right here. I guess I didn't. Damn. I got it. I got it. Thanks. Thank you. Moody, I text you, man, that I got that. I did. I tell you, I'm sorry, dude. I meant to text you. As soon as I opened the package, we immediately started drinking it. I brought your box. Your box showed up right when I was heading down the Tier 1 group to go train the Texas A&M cadets. So Coach Kevin Jimerson and his gunny, his Marine Corps guy, we had a separate bay for the instructors, and then his cadets were in the other barracks. And I walked in and opened up your box, and his guys, Moody's wife makes the best apple pie moonshine. So anyways, we took those 2 pint jars or quart jars, I think they were. We knocked those puppies out like in 45 minutes. I thought I'd text you. Apparently there was a little too much moonshine. I'm sorry, Moody. I should have let you know ahead of time. All right. Cannot believe I didn't let you know. We got another one come in here. Tracker, the highlight of 2024 was attending the Low Light, No Light. Opened my eyes to the potential of MVDs and tactics and showed me how much more I have to learn taking the class again in 2025. Tracker, that's awesome. If you go out there, you'll see there's a lot of, you hear me say people doing pew-pew. There's a lot of guys that get out and they just do pew-pew, you know, they wear all the latest hotness and everything, and they teach the drills and they put on sexy classes, giving people what they want. And that's business. That's what you do. You give the clients what the clients want. I'm not good at this whole business thing. I'm really not. I try to give you guys what you need. So you can take night vision classes where the entire class you're shooting under nods. You're just doing all the drills and everything under nods, but they really don't cover, because for them in the military, you know, they started off as a private and they stumble through it. And the corporal or the E4 specialist or the other private or the sergeant eventually helps them out and they unscrew themselves. But it takes a couple of years for them to get really good at using night vision. I don't have you for a couple of years. I don't have you for a month. I don't. I have you for a single day. This is actually a 2-day class, though, by the way. And so I thought about, how do I give my clients, you guys, because I'm trying to make you more capable citizens. How do I give you all of that experience? And so anyways, I put together, and it took me a long time to put it together. How do you teach them about this? How do you teach them about this? And I put the whole class together, put it together myself. 2-day long class. The first half of the day one, is shooting with weapon-mounted lights, rifle and pistol. You learn the engagement sequence, turning the lights on, turning the lights off, all that stuff. But the afternoon, we get into using night vision, and you're not touching the guns at all. Because you got to think about it, you're looking through a toilet paper tube, where normally when you're scanning, you're not turning your head, you're just turning your eyes. Your eyes are going left and right. To get good at using nods, you've got to turn your whole head, not move your eyes. But there's so many other little nuances. So anyways, the first class we did it was a year prior. And I had Steve Holland, Rawson, and Emery were my 3 instructors. I just had knee surgery. And so I made sure I had plenty of instructors in case I had to tap out. And started doing the night vision stuff and talking about the differences between Gen 1 night vision, Gen 2, Gen 3, ghost white phosphor, digital night vision, thermal night vision, fusion night vision. So start talking about all the different kinds. And Steve Holland's like, Carl, I didn't realize how much I knew, and not so much how much I had forgotten, because I still knew it, but I didn't realize I knew it because I had never sat through a class like this. Nobody has ever showed me what you just showed them. I don't know how, and I'm like, exactly, Steve, but you served 31 years in the military, and I've got them for a day, 2 days. So it blew him away. It did. And I put a lot of work into that class. It's a great class. Tracker says he's coming back again. Why? Because you can't pick all this stuff up. Now, we did do a lot of shooting with nods. We did. And we brought UTM conversion bolts and ammo, and we have a small shoot house there. We talked a little bit about pine doorways, a little bit of basics of CQB, only because I don't want you doing it with night vision and reinforcing bad techniques. So we covered it a little bit. But it's a good course. We did teach it again this year. We're supposed to do it twice. I canceled the one in December. It was too close to the elections, and nobody was buying classes because nobody knew what was going to be going on in the world. I fully understand that. Been a rough year, right? Everybody's relaxed now because the election's over with. But it was rough there for a while. So anyways, we're going to run that class again. It's called Low Light, No Light Shooting. I believe it's on the schedule for July or August. Don't quote me on that. If it's not on the calendar, somebody let me know, because I need to put it on the calendar. The cool part about that course is if you have your own night vision, you can bring your own night vision. If you don't have your own night vision, because I understand, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $7,000. That's a big chunk of change. It is. And I know it's a lot of money for a lot of people. I just had a guy bought a set of night vision. And he didn't buy it from me. I sent him straight to the company. Again, bad business, man. I should have had him buy it from me so I could get a cut. But he bought like a $30,000 set of nods for his son for Christmas. Some guys have deeper pockets than others. But anyways, if it's a lot of money for you, you want to try it out before you buy it. I fully understand that. So I worked it out with AGM Global Vision. They're out of Arizona. They let me have Gen 2 Plus, Ghost White Phosphor, brand new PVS 14s, and manual gain knobs on them. It's got the full green bag, skull crusher mount. You can go to eye, everything. I borrow helmet mounts from them also. And at the end of the class, if you want to buy them, you basically pay my cost for them. And if you don't want to buy them, you're like, Carl, I love them, but I don't have the money right. No big deal. AGM Global Vision takes them back. They're like, no big deal. We have so many. models that we're going to use for training a year anyways. No big deal. You only use them for basically 1 day, day and a half. And yeah, we don't really tear them up too much. So it was a good class. Again, if you guys are interested, that will be this summer. Yeah. All right. I had a couple more come in. Annalise and Kyle Beeler. I appreciate it, guys. Dude, on $10. Jumping in Florida with you guys, then doing the 3 classes in May were my highlights. Thanks for all you guys do. Thanks for the camaraderie of the TR family. And here's to more in 2025. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Phil W. threw down 10 bones. Any Rubicon camper tops that my 6-foot+ length would fit in? Yeah, actually, there's a bunch of rooftop tents that you get one of the larger ones, and you get the hard top. The hard top flips this way, but then the soft top tent flips the other way. They're as big as a king size bed, Phil. You can go that way. Me personally, I like to be able to leave my tent set up in the campsite and then go off-roading. So I chose to go with a trailer behind my Jeep instead of putting a rooftop tent, because to me, it makes me a little too top heavy having anything up on the roof, because I go on some squirrely slopes with Karen and Toby and Mickey for sure. But they do make some great rooftop tents. Jamie Gap, my nephew, he's got one. I bought him the rack to put it on back of his Gladiator. I think his mom bought him the tent. But it is basically, he got the queen size bed version. But for one guy, I mean, it's plenty long enough once it's open. Right here, Karen. Toby's favorite time was Turkey Bay, just relaxing with Maria, Carl, Dana, the Muddler, and Maria, and of course his wonderful wife, Karen, smiley face. Yep. We did have a good time. The Muddler, I had never had an old fashioned before, because I'm more of a tequila guy. All right. But Fred LaCourte is a professional muddler. He's a retired dentist, but he's taken up full contact muddling. He's a competitive muddler. He makes the best old fashions. He's got like the right kinds of fruit with just the right amount, and he's got his it looks like a titanium dildo with a black end on it, but he starts muddling the bottom of that glass, and he just makes it magical. And I think I had 8 of them in one night, or he made 8 of them for us, and it was me, him, and Toby. Yeah, and 3. That wasn't that bad, but they were awesome. They were definitely awesome. But we had a good time. We did indeed have a good time. Yeah, I really did enjoy that. Oh, I got a question here from Toby BMP, Carl, I've seen videos on the internet of the conflict in the Middle East with Merkava tanks getting hit with RPGs, but the video usually stops at that point. Will one RPG take out a Merkava? Yes and no. Number one anti-tank rocket on the planet, most common, is not the Law rocket. It is the RPG-7. It's been around forever. It's a very, very effective tool. So what they do is, when you build modern tanks, that's basically what you're building it against. So can you kill a Merkava with a RPG-7? Yes, you can. But it's very, very difficult to do. And all sides do it. Reactive armor, different types of armor bolt-on kits. You'll see pictures of like our strikers and stuff in Iraq. They've got cages on the outside with about 24 inches of standoff. I think it's actually 18 inches. And the reason why they do that is so the RPG hits, and instead of hitting the side of the tank, and then that nose of the RPG is a correct standoff for that shape charge, by it hitting the cage and firing early, that plasma jet has a chance to not penetrate the armor as well. A lot cheaper than adding that much more armor to the side of a striker vehicle that's not designed to handle that much weight. Makava tanks have a lot of armor on them. The flip side of it is what's called reactive armor or explosive reactive armor. And they actually put sheets of explosive. So when that RPG round with that shape charge hits, the shape charge fires, but instead of hitting steel, it hits the explosive. And the explosive explodes, and that deflects that plasma jet. Instead of going into the tank, it explodes out. Very effective against certain things, not effective at all against like a Sabo round from an M1 Abrams tank. Reactive armor does not work very well. It works great against shape charges, does not work very well at all against a Sabo round. For example, the 120 millimeter smoothbore on a M1 Abrams tank, it's 120 millimeter, guys. It's not rifled. It's not. It's about that fat around. It's a nail about, I'm trying to do this on camera. It's actually about 2.5 feet long. But inside of it is a 9-inch nail of depleted uranium. And it's got fins on the back. A Sabo keeps it centered in that big fat barrel. And it speeds up to about 3 times faster than a 50 cal round goes. It's moving. And it flies so fast, so flat, that when it hits the side of that tank, you understand, depleted uranium is denser than lead, right? So it's still hauling ass, and the kinetic energy with all that mass being denser than lead, it penetrates. It's not that it will penetrate a T-72 tank, it will penetrate both sides of a T-72 tank. It gets better. There's a picture, it used to be at the armored school at Fort Knox. They moved that school to Fort Benning now. I don't know if the picture's still there, but there's a picture of a sunrise in Desert Storm, and there's a T-72 tank parked there, and there's 2 other tanks behind it. They parked them side by side. The crews left them and walked south to surrender to the coalition. Well, a M1 Abrams tank came up, and from about 1,000 meters away saw this T-72 tank, and it shot it right between 2 of the road wheels. Well, this picture was taken a couple days later, and the sun's coming up behind the tanks, all 3 tanks, and you can see sunshine coming through the hole. That means not only did that Sabo go through one side and the other side of that tank, but it also went through the next tank and the next tank after that. So basically 6 times the armor. So you could make the armor on the side of that T-72 tank 5 times as thick, and it still would have gone through. That's pretty impressive. So yeah, Merkava tank. That said, can you kill an M1 Abrams tank with RPG-7? Yes, you can. But you got to hit it in the right spot. Can you disable a tank with a 50 cal sniper rifle? Yes, you can. I will not teach that class to civilians. I will not do that. Any thoughts on Russia's Oreshnik missile? No, I don't know enough about it to talk about it, guys. Isn't that funny when I say shit like that? But the reality is, guys, if I don't know enough about a particular subject, I don't like to just regurgitate what other people have said. Sorry, Bradley, didn't mean to piss away your $20. All right. Well, you guys are You guys done good with the contents and stuff. Real quick, I want to mention if you guys are interested in getting TR shirts, our EDC med kits are back in stock. We were out of the advanced kits for a while. I've got some more tourniquets in, Cat 7 tourniquets. TR stickers, TR patches, they are on sale at tacticalrifleman.com. That's where you go to sign up for classes. You can also get that stuff there. I got a few classes coming up. We're filming in January. February is home defense and home defense pistol 1 and home defense pistol 2. We're doing those at the Louisville Armory. They're late February. But it's too cold to be outside shooting, so we're gonna do those classes at the Louisville Armory. It's indoor range, it's heated, classrooms heated. Tactical drone defense is a 4-day class, guys. And we only got a few slots left for it. I want you guys to sign up for that. That is a hands down. You want to get good at being relevant on a modern battlefield. You need to not just know how drones work. You need to know how to defend against them, how to use them, but how to also defend against them. And Byron Russell does a great job teaching that. You're going to be using military-grade tactical drones. These are no DJI drones here. You're welcome to bring your drone, but you're not going to want to use it. You're going to want to use Byron drones. He's got the clip-on thermals and everything's great class. That's in March. The other thing in March, like a week later, is the round canopy parachuting team. What that is, guys, that I mentioned that my literally favorite thing of the year was going to France with my family for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Round canopy parachute team is where you do that. So if you have never parachuted, but you want to give it a try. Maybe you had an uncle that was in the 82nd Airborne or something, or maybe you served in the military, but never got a chance to go to airborne school. Or maybe it's just something you and your buddies have always wanted to do. I have another son named Michael. Michael, he was a Marine for a little bit, but he never got to go to airborne school. Michael wants to go through airborne school, so I have already signed Michael up for March. And if you want to sign up and be in the class with Michael, go to rcptusa.org is the website, but you can just put in Round Canopy Parachuting Team USA. The website will pop up. You got to become a member, and then you got to sign up for the basic course. Again, that is in late March. I think it's second to last week of March. And we are going to have a great time. I've already told them I'm going to be one of the jump masters. I'm going to volunteer to be a squad leader. So if you sign up, I will get you in the squad with my son. My other son, Nicholas, is going to be down there, and he's going to be filming the whole thing. We're going to film everybody going through the whole ground portion and the airborne portion, all the safety procedures, everything. You'll get some jumps out of a Cessna, and then they bring that World War II airplane in right at the end there. And then last day, all the strap hangers come in. Emery's going to come in. Hopefully, David Duenas and his daughter will make it. And Chris Smith and Leif LeBlanc and all of our other buddies. Maybe Jerry J is ready to go snap the head off of that femur again. And anyways, it's going to be a great time. That is in March. March is a busy month for me. I've got some pistol carbine classes in there too. If you want to sign up and shoot with us out in the snow, like Fred LaCourte did that one year. He still cusses me for that. You can shoot in the snow, guys. It ain't going to kill you. We have a good time. We do. We have a good time. All right. So the next question I want to hit you guys up for is predictions for 2025. If you watch Instagram and Clickety Clack and TikTok and all these other crappy things. There's all these little videos of all these prophets that are telling you all these prophecies that are going to happen in 2025. The alien invasion I think, is in April. I don't remember when the big planet-killing asteroid's supposed to hit. I don't know why the aliens would show up a couple months before it. I don't know. But anyways, in the chat room, you guys put prophecies or things that you predict will happen in 2025. For example, we are 20 days away from swearing in an old president. Welcome back. And the funny part, guys, is the whole time before he got in office, the first time, they were telling you how he was going to cause World War III with North Korea, because that's what Obama said he was most worried about. And in a year, he was shaking hands with them and standing in North Korea. And North Korea didn't rattle their sabers at all for the next few years. Now we got a monkey boy in there, and all of a sudden the world is falling into chaos again, and people are screaming, Donald Trump's going to get in there. He's going to be a dictator. You can't be a dictator. You can't. This is America. You can't. No matter what they're telling you, it can't be done. Now, I'd love to hear, because you understand, guys, this video is forever, because I'm not going to touch a gun, so YouTube really doesn't have a reason to take it down. But the cool part about our country is no matter how good a person is or how bad a person is, you cannot fix our country in 8 years. You can't do it. No matter how good of a president you are, how bad of a president, the way this system is set up, you cannot fix it in 8 years. You can't. And he's only got 4, but he can't ruin it in 4 years either. All right. Proof of it. Proof is, you saw what Biden did to it, right? You saw what COVID did to it. And then Biden took it from there and said, really? I'll watch. I can do much better than that. And he still couldn't ruin it. It's still the greatest country on earth, guys. But anyways, that's what the left is predicting. That's not us. That's not me. I'm not right wing. I'm not left wing. I'm not politically correct. I'm just correct. And I know that hurts a lot of y'all's feelings sometimes, but it is what it is. So I'd love for you guys to put some of your predictions down in the chat room. And then JT, when you get a chance, text me a few of them. Here's the deal, guys. What you're going to have is you're going to have 4 more years of them blaming him for everything. I don't care. I don't. But here's the other thing is stupid things might happen. It might. And so my reason for cautioning people is nobody was spending their money up to the election. And then right after the election, all of a sudden, everybody went back to spending money again. More travel this Christmas than ever before. Sales way up this holiday season than ever before. A lot of it put on credit cards because people don't have the money, but the people are looking forward to success. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. But I caution people that as much as we want to believe we're going to have peace and prosperity, you understand we are one mistake or one idiot away from Armageddon or the end of the world as we know it, or dirty bombs here. And you look at some of the CIA analysts are out now, some of them, but they talk about that like they have credible evidence that this new group of Al-Qaeda people are literally planning, instead of one big strike, they're planning on like hundreds of little strikes all over the world. That can send a lot of a lot of financial systems down the toilet, really can. And all of a sudden people are stockpiling toilet paper and bottled water again. And then there's a run on things. And all it takes is one ship sank in the wrong spot. You close the Suez Canal. Wow. It could get ugly. Prices would go up. It would be awesome. In a bad way, guys. So anyways, I caution people to not sit back and go, we're gonna make it. You're gonna make it, but that doesn't mean it ain't gonna be hard. And that's why we need to keep training. And I want you to think about everything that you've done for your family so far, and don't think that it was for naught. Don't think that you were wasting your time preparing. One of my moderators, Donut, I'm very proud of Donut, because Donut is down there in the part of Florida that's been hit by a couple of hurricanes. And the first hurricane opened his eyes, and he started preparing more and more and more, but he started telling other people, you need to do this. And they're all looking at him like, how do you know that? And oh, wow, that's a great idea. But then they never do anything. But he keeps preaching to them. And that's what you have to do. You have to keep letting people know to your left and right that we have to continue to prepare. And I challenge all of you to not get complacent. Don't go, nothing's happened. We've made it through January 20th. Everything's going to be good now, because one, it's not January 20th yet, but two, guys, things could get really, really ugly. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't. All right. Philip Wilson threw down 10 bones, minus shipping and handling. Carl, please give me some guidance on retraining from a red dot to a low power variable optic for my AR-15. One, you need to practice doing up drills with it and understand that your eye box has got to be perfect. You cannot, people get sloppy with a red dot where you can, a red dot is 1x, yes, but you can have your eye wherever and you can see that dot. That is not the case with a low power variable optic. Even if it's on 1x, it's still, your eye has to be at a certain position, your eye relief. You have a window that your eye has to be somewhere in there. And if you're too close or too far away, you won't be able to see. You have to figure out what that is for your optic, and then you need to practice that. Train yourself to always use a low power variable optic on 1. It stays on 1x. It is, if you're running a low power variable optic, because 90% of the time you need a 1x, you need a red dot. But the capability is there for you to use magnification if you need it. But 9 out of 10 times you're going to use it as a 1x. So if you're that guy that says, well, I like to leave mine on 4x, that way I could go down to 1 or I could go up to 10 if I need to, then you shouldn't be running a 1x, a 1 to 10. You should be running like a 4 to 12. All right. Leave your low power variable optic on 1x all the time, and only use the magnification when needed. Philip, I know you regret bailing on Battle Rifle 1. The weather was getting to you. I know that will bug you. It's going to haunt you the rest of your life until you actually come and take Battle Rifle 1. If I was you, I would sign up for Battle Rifle 1, and I would come a day early and take Carbine Zero Mastery with your newly mounted low power variable optic. And guys, and you can run Battle Rifle 1 with a red dot. You can. If you want to run it with a red dot and a magnifier, better. All right. But it's designed to be ran with the carbine that you're planning on fighting with. And that can be a red dot. It can be an EOTech. It can be a low power variable optic. It can be a red dot with a magnifier. It can be a micro prism with a magnifier. It can be an ACOG, a 4X. You can run it with whatever you want. Literally run it with whatever you want. All right. Already did that one. Predictions. Sorry, guys. President will classify the drug cartels as terrorist organizations, and he will order our tier 1 units to neutralize them. That's a tall tale. It's possible. They would hit him with a lot of red tape, and here's why. You got to remember how dirty a lot of these politicians are, number one. Number two, there's a lot of people in the U.S. that like their cheap meth. You know how we got rid of all the meth labs in the U.S.? Remember that people used to cook meth everywhere? People used to cook meth everywhere in the U.S. Every little trailer park had a meth lab. And then they all went away. Why did they go away? Why did they go away? They all went away because in Mexico, right across the border, there's a factory the size of a Toyota auto plant that makes nothing but meth to go into the U.S. Here's a heart attack. They made meth so cheap that you can't make it in the U.S. as cheap as you can buy it. Now, if you shut that down, all the rednecks, all the white trash here in the U.S. go back to cooking meth. And anyways, you see what I'm saying? That there's what's called second and third order of effects, right? You start fighting unconventional warfare, or especially asymmetric warfare, like going after the cartels. The cartels are, it used to be the cartels just owned Texas up to San Antonio. Not anymore. No, because you've got all these, Texas is purple now, guys. You've got a lot of politicians and a lot of Californians that have moved in there that are just, flowers. And I'm here to tell you the cartels are very, very ingrained. And people think cartels, you guys think MS-13 with facial tattoos and stuff. Not at all. A lot of them wear suits, guys, and they're very, very efficient businessmen. And is JSOC capable of crushing the cartels? 100%. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But you have got to declare them a clear and present danger to the safety of the United States of America. You've got to take off the kid gloves, and you've got to knock the snot out of them. And it's very possible. I hope he does. It's one of those things. I hope he does. But you understand, there's going to be a lot of deaths, a lot of chaos in America because of the gangs in the inner cities, the outlaws, the biker gang. They get a lot of their money from trafficking, not making drugs, but trafficking drugs. And it's not as easy as it sounds, guys. But yeah, I'm hoping we'll see. All right, Ghost Anime. I predict Carl will start driving a Cybertruck. LOL. I don't know if somebody was to donate a Tesla Cybertruck for us to do a tactical rifleman review. Yeah, I'd drive the hell out of it. I would. I love the concept of electric vehicles. I do not condone saying we need to replace combustion engines. Not at all. Not at all. Teslas are awesome, guys. I don't have any experience with the Cybertruck, though, but I would be interested in checking it out. Would it replace my Jeep? Absolutely not. Oh, hell no. Hell no. All right, the Donut Eater. I predict that the North American Free NFA will be open up, and suppressors in short-barreled rifles will be easier to obtain. National Firearms Act. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the North American Free Trade Agreement, which I think should go away also. It won't. The North American Free Trade Agreement will probably be expanded to include Iceland, Greenland, and hopefully Great Britain, and then we can wall off the rest of the world. And you understand, with Mexico, Canada, Iceland, Greenland, and Great Britain, we don't need the rest of the planet for anything. We have all the required natural resources. We have the manpower. We don't need the rest of the planet. It won't happen. But no, I'd love to see the NFA repealed. Don't it? Wouldn't that be awesome? All right. Doug Quain threw down 20 bones. Hi, Carl. Just want to say thanks for the package I received with the stickers and the patches from you. Means a lot. I hope this covers the cost of shipping. Thanks, buddy. It was not $20, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry about me not getting your email about the T-shirt. Yeah, sorry about that. Luke B, I still feel like something is afoot before January 20th. This is predictions for 2025. Dude, I hope you're not right. Is it possible? Could they say Biden just stroked out and we have to swear in Camel Toe Harris? It's possible. Is it possible? I don't wish that on Joe. I don't. Let Joe ride off in the sunset like he's wanting to do. You know, I don't see any reason to put her in there. There's nothing to be gained by it. There's really not. There's nothing to be gained by it. I actually saw a video where some lady was saying she's so happy that President Carter died because you have to fly the American flags at half-mast for 30 days after a president dies, and that will mean they'll all be at half-mast during the inauguration of President Trump. You understand how much hatred that is. How can you hate a human being that much? You know, like I didn't like Bill Clinton, right? I thought he was an ass clown, you know. And I don't bash him for the Monica Lewinsky thing. I mean, guys, look at Hillary, you know. Obama, and a lot of people hated Obama. I didn't hate Obama. I just thought Obama was an inexperienced guy, never held a real job. And, okay, but Bush was, I don't know. Bush was okay, but he wasn't great. I loved Reagan, but I was a little young back then. I just don't grasp how people can have that much hatred for somebody that used to be a member of their party. You know, you understand Donald Trump is not a Republican, guys. He's not a Republican. His whole life he's been a Democrat, a registered Democrat. Donald Trump is an American. He's an American. He wants what's best for America. To do that, he had to register as a Republican because the Democratic Party left the American people. Man, the hatred that is out there is just insane. All right, we've got a couple other good ones here. Ed P, I think in the future there's going to be some kind of gas. So I would get a gas mask if you got one. Yeah, that's solid plan, guys. Gas. Guys, it could be anything from like a chemical processing plant or something that's upwind of you that has a big fire at it. It could be, now understand, military grade gas masks are not, they have filters that are rated for different things. You can get dust filters. A lot of times we call them training filters. They just keep out dust. They're a lot easier to breathe through, especially if you're running, but they do not keep out like real smoke, VX gas, things like blood agents, nerve agents, things like that. Hydrogen cyanide quickly deteriorates even some of the best gas masks. But I have a bunch of gas masks in my inventory. I recommend you guys Don't just buy cheap ones, buy new ones. In other words, don't get all your gas mask supplies from gun shows where they are expired military surplus. Get good gas masks. There's a couple good companies out there. We were going to do videos with one. It's on my to-do list. I never got around to doing it. But other threats where you could use a gas mask, for example, is the Yellowstone supervolcano. There's a Yellowstone National Park is actually a dormant volcano. And they say that if that volcano ever blows, that the cloud of volcanic dust will, it'll follow weather patterns. It'll go, and then they'll be finding dust all the way in, all the way in South Korea and China, guys. It'll literally go all the way around the globe. Traces of it. But they're saying Maine and New England will basically get a 1/16 of an inch of dust. 1/16 of an inch is a lot of dust, guys. So if the closer you get to Yellowstone, like they're predicting our area, the Ohio Valley, we may get a 1/4 of an inch of dust. Dust, no big deal, right? Nobody. I caution you though. What is volcanic dust? I appreciate you guys asking. A lot of it is, and there's different types of rocks involved, but the main rock that causes the majority of the dust is a rock called pumice. Pumice is a very, very lightweight rock. You guys use it in abrasive pads a lot. Pumice dust, it's not like dust in your house. Dust in your house, 80% of that is human skin cells, all right? It's not dirt. It's human skin cells and stuff, right? Dirt that you've tracked into your house if you wear shoes in the house, but it's dust, it's dirt, right? Pumice dust is little shards, little razor blade shards of pumice rock. And if you breathe that into your lungs, you get little micro cuts in your lungs and you get bleeding in your lungs. It can be bad. Now, what kind of filters do you need for that? A simple neckerchief is going to keep a lot of it out, but a gas mask with simple dust filters will be plenty fine. But most people won't be smart enough to do that. Goggles. So you got a neckerchief, but if you don't have enclosed goggles, you're now getting these little razor blades into your eyes. Having a cheap, simple gas mask. Mirror Safety would be the company that I'd probably recommend to you guys. MIRA, Mirror Safety. They are, it's a European company, but you're buying European gas masks, but they're brand new. In other words, they're ones that are being issued to units over there, and their filters are brand new. So instead of you going to a gun show and buying expired American filters, they're NATO filters. They're universal connectors. So you can buy brand new filters from Mirror Safety, and they will fit any NATO mask. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry about my cough. Toby's prediction is that Philip will kidnap Carl and take him on a road trip in his Jeep. He's already done that. I rode with Philip in his Jeep. It's actually his wife's Rubicon. How does Philip say it? My wife is Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. He says it like 50 times like it's a bad thing. Yeah, she's Puerto Rican. She's American. Okay, I got it. She's an islander. My brother-in-law's phone's over there playing music. All right. Pete from Hong Kong threw down 10 Hong Kong shekels. I think that's like 45 American cent. Peter here. Happy New Year 2025 and new vehicle vid. What new vehicle vid? New vehicle vid. Yeah, I don't think we'll be getting us a Cybertruck, guys. I am thinking about doing more vehicle videos, though, guys. More off-road stuff, more stuff that I enjoy doing. All right. Just, you know, it is what it is. Heather Fly Fishes threw down 20 bones. Thanks for being you. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Heather is awesome. Heather, we miss you. I saw you're still a patron, and we love having you there. And I hope you can make January's Zoom live stream, because we do miss you on the live stream. The Donut Eater, JT Yersi, I predict there will be an Element Fire Extinguisher TR video. Yes, there will, Donut, 100%. 100%. That's a good call. That's a good one to have on the list. Holly Movie Star, 2 bones. If you enjoy soul food, Hattie's Soul Food in Foley. You know where Hattie's is, Dan? Holly Movie Star. I'm gonna have to. I'm here for a few more days. I'm gonna look up Hattie's Soul Food in Foley. I will look that up. I will, because we are always looking for new restaurants here. My favorite bar is for here in Gulf Shores. Those of you that have been to Gulf Shores, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you that haven't yet been to Gulf Shores, this should be on like your top 10 list of places in the U.S. to go. All right, but there's a bar. It's more of a restaurant to me, but there's a bar called Paparacas, and their motto is warm beer and lousy pizza. I think the pizza is pretty good. They've got Italian sausage subs and French dips and all kinds of great food there. It's awesome, and the cool part is it is only a couple 100 feet away from where we stay. My favorite seafood restaurant, the Original Oyster House, the blue crab claws there are just incredible. And there's just so much good food down here. I will definitely check it out. Definitely going to check out. Yeah, without a doubt. Got to check that out. All right. I got one here from Justin Quaid. Prediction: Canada will start the process of statehood to enter the union. Justin, and we all saw that Trump, he's poking him with a stick. You understand that was not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. It'd be funny, and we've offered them that option in the past. They just basically have to vote it, and they could come into the U.S. But it's not going to happen, though. It'd be nice if it did, but we don't need Canada. We really don't. For what Canada offers us, we don't need the ass pain. The problem with Canada is the humans, and I know there's not that many humans there. There's really not, guys. Pete's back with 10 more Hong Kong shekels. Pete here, overall thoughts on Toyota technicals. You run up against a lot of Toyota Hiluxes and stuff. Toyota makes very, very reliable vehicles. And if you can get a non-US market one, so in other words, it's not required to have all the jackassery that's required by California, which in turn Department of Transportation requires, because they don't want to lose California, like backup cameras and this camera and this sensor and that sensor. And for example, my Jeep has a sensor on it that said that my windshield wiper fluid was getting low. Like I need to have a electrical sensor inputting to a computer telling me that it's getting ready to run out of dish soap. You know, how about, hey, nothing's coming out. It's out. Pull over, put some more in, right? I don't need all this extra. The more electrical stuff you add to a vehicle, they go from costing $9,000 per vehicle to costing $59,000 per vehicle. To get a new decked out Suburban now, guys, is $100,000. You want it with all the bells and whistles, it's $100,000. That's insane. That's insane. I blew the motor in my Suburban. I can't afford a new Suburban. Can't do it. Yeah, Toyotas make great vehicles, guys. As far as overland vehicles here in the U.S., and all the word overland means is overland is camping for rich people. That's all that means. Right? If you like the overland crowd, that's just camping for rich people. That's okay. But the most popular vehicle is actually the Toyota Tacoma. And then the Tundra is the one that, that's the next size up. That's the one that Emery went with. Now, the Tacoma for decades has been the go-to most reliable pickup truck. There are Toyota Tacomas out there with 400,000 miles on them. And I mean, like camping miles, off-road miles on them. Very, very reliable vehicle. But just like all the other vehicles, they've had to modernize things, and they have to do this and now that blah, blah, blah. Emery's vehicle, for example, the Tundras, well, it's the next size up from the Tacoma. They've just recalled like all of them. They've got to put new motors. They've got to replace all these motors. And it's terrible. Go with something as low high tech as possible. Go with something that is rugged, but I caution people to choose things that have a robust support chain. So in other words, get something that has spare parts in America. And that's why I like Jeeps. Well, one, because I won a Jeep in a shooting competition, but two, their Jeeps are like Legos. There are so many aftermarket Jeep parts here in the U.S. that, and there are a few parts that can only be made overseas and everything, but for the most part, there's very little on a Jeep that you cannot upgrade or replace with American-made parts. That's important. The only other vehicle like that is the Toyota Tacoma. Those are the only two vehicles that have that support behind it. The Toyota Hiluxes do not here in the U.S. Overseas, maybe Australia, yes, but not here in the U.S. Here in the U.S., and you can get lots of aftermarket parts for like Ford Raptors and things like that, and Chevy pickup trucks, but not like you can for a Jeep and a Toyota Tacoma. There are spares of every design for those two vehicles. They are what I would recommend people run with. You got to have a pickup truck, go with a Gladiator or a Tacoma. Guys, my allergies are killing me here. All right, where did I leave off? All right, Heather, fly fishes. Heather, fly fish is back again. Thank you, Heather. I got that one already. Movie star. Yeah, I got to find Hattie's Soul Food in Foley. That's the one I got to find. All right, guys, I think I'm caught up. All right. Okay. All right. Dane, can you get me something to drink good looking? I need something I can wash this down with. Can you get me some more Dayquil too? It's in the drawer right there. No, above the coffee maker. My beautiful wife is going to get me some Dayquil. My head's killing me. Just hand it to me, honey. You don't have to open it. Dana. We're going to hold up the internet here while we wait for my wife to get it for me. Dana, just hand it to me. Please. Not that Dayquil. Just hand it to me. God bless her. God bless her. Thank you. Now can I have a bottle? I love her, guys. I love her. She got me something to drink and then didn't hand it to me because she's mad now. That's awesome. Much better. Thank you, Dane. Love ya. All right. Guys, I got a few other classes I want to recommend to you guys. We're doing CQB and home defense in Texas this time in April. We're going to go do, and we'll do pistol, carbine, all that stuff out there. But then we're going to do CQB and home defense. We have a shoot house out there. It's a nice new range. They don't even let us use staples there. We got to use spray glue the whole time. But we're going to do that in April. I'm back for a week, and then we have tactical precision rifle in Kentucky at Cedar Creek Precision. You can get out to a mile at their range, guys. It's going to be a great time, and we're doing that in April. That is tactical precision rifle 1. Then the month of May, we are going back to mountain readiness. It's going to be a great time. Guys, if you're not familiar with mountain readiness, it's like an outdoor thing. It's at a big campground, fairgrounds. I'll be camping out there with my camper. And Angry American will be there. And Randy Worth will be there. And Emery will be there if he's in country. But they've got all these survival and homesteading and preparedness instructors that are going to be there doing little classes, little seminars, little 1-2 hour classes. And we're going to do that. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then from there, we are going to, that ends on Sunday. And then Monday through Friday, I am going to do 5 days of tactical rifleman classes right there in North Carolina. Again, it's a different range than we had last year or this year. It's a better range, much better range. It's about 10 minutes further away. And it was going to be a great, great time. That's in May. I hope some of you guys will look at showing up for that. And yeah, but the big things is, guys, if you want to get in on some of these classes, I need you to start signing up for them. And it's going to be a great year indeed. I just had another one come in. We're going to wrap up this live stream here. All right, Holly Movie Star through on $10. Chris Peranto was on the Sean Ryan show. My prediction, we find out what Benghazi was. I think Ambassador was murdered because weapons were being funneled out to arm Muslim Brotherhood, Arab Spring, and the Syrian Civil War. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Chris would know because he was just a contractor there being paid to pull security at the CIA base house. So a lot of times if you're a contractor, you're not like with the actual ambassador. But yeah, it'd be interesting to hear. Would be very interesting to hear for sure. All right, guys, we are, wow, we're ways into this already. You know what? Let's wrap it up for tonight, guys. All right, we've had some good predictions for 2025. I look forward to seeing all you guys in classes or at some of our other events. I have got a bunch of other events. We're doing Operation Bloodbath again in November. I'm going to have another Overland trip with our Tactical Rifleman Overland team, but we are going, I think we're going to do Chattanooga and up through the Appalachian Mountains this time, hit some off-road places in eastern Kentucky, maybe eastern Tennessee. I mentioned Round Canopy Parachuting Team, if you guys want to join us down there. Mountain Readiness, again, lots of good stuff going on. I have the film crew coming in the month of February. We're going to be filming a bunch of videos there with them. Maybe we'll sneak in the Element Fire Extinguisher video. I think I've got 4 elements left. We'll see. Money well spent. It's a great fire extinguisher, guys. I owe you a video. I do owe you a video on it. I do. I got a bunch of corny videos to do. One is a multi-shot crossbow. One is a electric motorcycle, and it'll run over 100 miles an hour. It's awesome. And a couple different guns. But yeah, I've got some fun stuff to do videos on. I want to thank my moderators for hanging out with us and keeping you nutbags in line. I want to thank all of you guys, our viewers, for hanging out with us tonight. Right, and most people are out partying tonight. That's cool, but we still got almost 100 of y'all hanging out with us here. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I know I got people that want comms videos, communications videos. You understand I was not a commo guy. I know how to use the radios. I know antenna theory. I know how to cut antennas for frequencies and stuff like that. But you understand, I do not consider myself a subject matter expert on it. So if I can find a subject matter expert, right, like Steve Holland used to be a commo guy. He's not a subject matter expert commo. Sularoo used to be a commo guy. He's not a subject matter expert anymore either. So if I can find a commo expert, maybe I'll get you guys some good commo videos. But there's stuff that we can do, other stuff. Randy Worth says he's got a bunch of videos for you guys. Emery is back in country. He's got a few more videos for you guys also. And so we'll see. We got some more good stuff coming in 2025. And yeah, guys, it's been awesome. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And you guys have a great, great rest of the year. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Y'all take care and shoot straight.